Alright, the last couple weeks in the market has been crazy with all of the coronavirus concerns. The stock market is down actually 30% from highs. Everybody is freaking out. So what are we to do as investors? Honestly, it's a really hard time, and I don't want to make this situation trivial at all. I mean, of course, people's lives are first and foremost. But as investors, how can we think about this and how can we make good decisions amidst all of the chaos? So one really important thing is just keeping a long-term mindset. Can you really look past the next 6 months, the next 7 months, 8 months, and look to what are the viability and what are the strengths of these companies that I'm looking at? I mean, if you think about it, is Google going to be affected in 5 years from this coronavirus? Just think about is Netflix going to be affected by this coronavirus in 5 years? It's very likely that these companies will have higher share prices because they're going to be stronger businesses. In the short term, sure, these companies are going to pull back because there's so much uncertainty in the market. But if you just look past that, just giving you a little bit of clarity amidst all of the chaos. So number one, keep a long-term mindset. Number two, never invest money that you're going to need in the short term. And I define the short term as at least 3 years. If you need the money that you're investing in the stock market in 3 years, you should take that money out of the market. So it's a bit tricky right now, especially as stocks have pulled back so much. It's probably not a good idea to take any money out of the market just because the probabilities are on your side that the market will be higher in a year, 2 years, 3 years. But I think this is a really important rule of thumb if you're considering putting money into the market. So it's so volatile and you never know where the market is going to go, and so it's really not a good idea to put money that you're going to need in the short term into the market, because if you need to pull it out, you're going to be stuck in a situation like right now where the market is not great and you're going to have to pull it out at an inopportune time. So number two, don't invest money that you're going to need within the next 3 years. I even feel more comfortable saying the next 5 years. Some people even recommend the next 10 years. So that's number two, play the long game as well from a perspective of putting money into the market. Number three is think through things rationally. So a lot of people think about the airlines, especially at this time. The stock prices are going down so much that the airlines must be attractive, right? They have PE ratios of 2 and 4 and 6, and they just look very cheap, right? Well, if they don't get bailed out by the government, these companies could very well go under. I mean, I'm not saying that they will, but just sort of think through these things. There are going to be months and months where they might even get shut down. And so this is a real risk. And if you're willing to take that calculated risk, then go for it. But just being able to think through these things rather than seeing the stock price go down and think, wow, that must be a great deal. Well, you have to think through the structural reasons why the airlines will bounce back in the long term. Now, if you believe that the government is probably going to bail them out, and the fact is that they really might not have that much debt, so I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my mind, but that's the thing that you have to really think through. You have to think through those structural reasons why these companies will be viable in the long term. So that's number three, think through how strong these companies can be. So just to recap, number one, keep a long-term mindset. Number two, don't invest money that you're going to need within the next 3 years. And number three, please assess and think through what are the strengths and viabilities of the businesses that you're looking at. In this crazy time, we really need to focus on things that matter, and so don't try to lose your head because this is a crazy time. Alright, stay safe out there, stay healthy.